for business productivity, how we can use this in a various ways. And most and one request before I start, please be very active in the chat. So I know you people are awake and not gone away to have coffee or tea or just switched off. So I'll be few questions I'll be asking for me to understand whether you people are paying attention or not. Okay, so we all use the AI now. And the biggest mistake we do is we think all AIs are same. Okay, so mostly majority of us today use four types of applications, and I'll come to them. But one thing we forget is that every application, AI application, is custom made for a particular thing. Say if we are in a kitchen and we have a spatula also and we have a jari also with which we take out the puris from the frying pan and all. Now imagine if you are using spatula to take out those puris from the frying pan. Will it work? It will not. I mean, both are the instruments to be used in kitchen. Similarly, all AI apps are there to make us better, smarter. But which app when we use is far more important. And when you use then rather than the which one you are using. So what we'll do is there are four tools which are the most popular. I've very knowingly not taken Copilot into it because it's Gemini and Copilot is virtually the same, not too much of a difference. So we have basically four. One is the Chat GPT, which is a generalist. Now there's a whole mahal around about cricket and IPL. So I'll explain you in the cricketing term that ChatGPT is like an all-rounder. It does batting also, bowling also, fielding also. It's good, balanced all-rounder, which does everything reasonably well. Okay, he's not brilliant at something which is exceptional, but he's good at almost everything. So that's why we all prefer ChatGPT. And that is where we all started with ChatGPT. The second is Gemini. Now, Gemini is more like a spin bowler. It works if there's a pitch is good, then he is good there. So Gemini is brilliant within the Google ecosphere. If you are going into the Gmail or you're using Word doc sheets, Gemini is brilliant there within the ecosystem of the Google. Third you have is Perplexity. Now this is a brilliant research engine. Unfortunately, a lot of people use this to conduct chat also in this. It is not for that. It is not for research. If you're using Perplexity for research, please stop using from today itself. It is brilliant at citation first search. If you want some real deep searches done,
Tu
found
es,
out from the
tu es
web,
parti où là?
Perplexity is the best thing to use. If
Hey,
everybody can mute themselves,
hey,
please.
c'est toi qui es venu comme ça, justement.
And finally, we have Claude. Okay. So Claude is going to basically be only in depth, works on lot of fronts, but we will tell you which ones to use, when to use, how to use. Next, if we do a quick side-by-side comparison, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity. So we'll not go here. We'll say ChatGPT is best for general productivity, data analysis, and creative writing, but you should avoid it for doing rapid fact checking. It is not good for doing fact checking or verified citations. Claude is again not for rapid back and forth technical debugging, but it is good for research, complex reasoning, structured writing, and professional output. Gemini, again, as I said, is best for Google Workspace, but where high analytical reasoning is required, Gemini lags behind. And Perplexity is brilliant at doing, as I told you, research, sourcing of current events. But if you're doing writing detailed reports, proposals, all, Perplexity doesn't work there. So we'll see which tool for which task. Okay. So long form writing and reports, ChatGPT, as I said, is an all-rounder. So you'll always find it to be of good. Claude is the best. Gemini is okay. Perplexity is not there for long form writing. Research and fact checking, again, ChatGPT is okay. Claude is good. Best, as I said, Perplexity. If you want to do any research and fact checking on the web, perplexity, citation based means you give him a work which is a pinpoint and it will go and search in deep multiple searches and bring it back to you. How to use those searches is the game changer. That is where we'll go today. A lot of people, what do once they have found out in the perplexity, they remain in the perplexity doing analysis and reporting and all. Don't do that. In perplexity, find out everything that you need to find out. Then you do document analysis and synthesis. Again, ChatGPT is good, Claude is best, Gemini is okay. You don't need to use perplexity for that. Google Workspace integration, Gemini is the best, Claude is good, but ChatGPT again is limited. Coding building, both are good according to me, ChatGPT and Claude. But Claude has a little age with the new one for Opus 4.7. That's why I've termed it as best. And Claude ChatGPT is good. Otherwise, according to me, as long as you have with Sonnet 4.6, I'll come to the various models. If you're going to be using that only and ChatGPT, both are almost equal. Data analysis, ChatGPT. So you find out data from Perplexity. You have one more interface in between, which is called Notebook LM. You can create all the documents there from what you've brought from Perplexity. Go to the node. I'll go to that flow there, and then you do analysis and come back to Claude for deep research. Persistent project context. This is one thing I think almost all of us has found it very frustrating that when you work in ChatGPT, moment you open a new chat, you have to give him all the context and prompt and everything from the scratch in that chat. That is where Claude has taken away the game from everybody else. ChatGPT is trying to catch up. It has just come up with a new update a few days back, which I got. And I was very surprised and I was laughing because the one who started this is now trying to catch up with somebody else. So, why Claude stands apart? When I'm talking so much about Claude, there are 7 reasons why I'm talking about Claude today. One, long form thinking. It maintains a coherence. Lot of us, if we have done a lot of book writing or papers, you would find out that in ChatGPT, either you find that context length too long in the ChatGPT and it starts giving you something different after a certain period of time. You go next day, even in the same chat again, the format would have changed a little, even though you are in the same chat. Forget going into the next chat. That is where Claude is brilliant. You go there today, you go after 1 month. The maintenance of coherence with the way you've started that chat remains constant right throughout the whole chat within Claude. It creates a lot of artifacts on its own. Like if you want a working code, you want spreadsheet, you want PPT, you want small apps made for you immediately. Okay, I want a small calculator in HTML format. It will create for you then and there. You don't need to go searching for a calculator somewhere else. It does deep document work also. Now you give him a big papers and it'll really analyze it well and quickly. There's a structured writing to it. As I said, proposals, you give a prompt and once it is given, it will store that and it will continuously produce in the same format the kind of proposals and reports you want. This is very, very interesting. It has changed, according to me, for our normal users, projects and memory, which is not present in any of the AI tools today. And this is where the whole game is changing, which is what is making most of us who are using projects in memory very, very productive. Because I don't need to do the menial works again and again and again in Claude. And finally, the coding support. It writes, explains the whole code to you and builds up in a very simple English kind of a thing, which even as I told you, even ChatGPT does. But if you've gone into the codex and using, again, ChatGPT has come up with a codex, which is something like co-work in Claude, and it is trying to catch up there. Now, I did a little benchmarking, the ELO score, comparative score, which you have even in the chess. It's a form of comparing how one person is stronger than the other in executing the works. So Claude Sonnet 4.6, the 4.7 benchmarking has not come still. It is very new. I think just about a week, 10 days back, the 4.7 was launched of Opus. So Claude Sonnet 4.6 has 1936 score. Opus has 1932. So almost they are same. GPT is at 1450 to 1480. Gemini is at 1300. And as I told you, perplexity is very low. Even when you take context window tokens, Claude takes about 200,000 to 1 million token work, which can store in his memory and work with that kind of a context. ChatGPT goes only up to 128K. Beyond that, it forgets what was written. So the longer the chat becomes, there are chances that it will not follow what we initially started with. That's what I told you, that we feel frustrated at times that you've done a lot of work today in the chat, you've closed it, and next day when you've gone, it starts producing it in a different manner. Why? Because the whole context window has gone beyond 128K. So it is only taking from what is there below that. So if your prompt, which was there right at the beginning, is not read by it, then it will assume on its own and start working on it. Okay, so these are the few things where Claude scores over them. Another is artifacts. It creates documents, codes, and interactive tool, spreadsheets. I'll show you this also. If you're working in an Excel sheet, you don't need to get out of the work Excel sheet and use AI there. Claude lives there. You can make Claude pop up and do a lot of work. I'll show you. I've done one exercise. I'll show you how that can be done within the Excel spreadsheet also. Project memory and persistence. This is what we will be talking in detail. I'll show you live examples of projects. A lot of people will think even ChatGPT has projects. Then what is so great about Claude having a project? Claude projects are, in a way, individual human beings per se. Whereas in ChatGPT, all those are librarians. They only context, they only put project together saying, say for one reason you have created a project for AI tools. So everything that you're sorting there, it's a librarian job. It does not have its own entity like project has. ChatGPT again has memory. Claude differs again. Why? I'll explain you again, because it has twin memories. Whereas ChatGPT has probably as of today only one memory set. So net effect is it remembers everything, exactly what you're doing in what project, and you don't need to go there again and again to tell him what exactly he has to do. You just need to tell him, do this. You don't need to give him any prompts. It takes up all from the memory, all from the instructions, and he'll work exactly the way he was working day before, a month before in the same project. Now, there are three models within the Claude also. Claude has one big disadvantage: token usage. Even for the paid versions, there's a limitation on token usage. Higher the model you use, more number of tokens it will consume per chat and per conversation. So you need to be again smart to know which model to use when. Haiku is the lowest. I call him in our, I've created a virtual assistant for my son's company. So I call him an apprentice. So he's an intern kind of a guy, Haiku, which is good for quick summaries, sample question answers. You have simple question answers. You wanted to do some facts first, finding and all. You can go with Haiku. You have little more detailed work of a professional writing and editing a document or doing little research, which is not very deep. You have to choose Sonnet. But if you have a real deep research and you want to do analytical reasoning and all those things, which is very important for your project, you need to use Opus. So how do you do? The workflow you can do is any source recovery, any facts finding you want to do, any research papers that you want to look at before you create your own, go to Perplexity, give him that particular work, tell him to source all the material, bring it, use it in Notebook LM. I'll show you how. Then take it to Claude, and your final document is going to be ready to present to your clients or for your own use. Okay. So primary, your daily usage, you can probably use Claude, any of the three models that I showed you. I'll show you the examples also. Secondary search you can do with Perplexity, the main search that you want to do. And contextual, if you want to work in, go and do work in your Gmail or in your Google Sheets and all, or your Drive, you can use Gemini and then come back again to Claude to give the finishing touches to it. So AI is a fluency now, a professional skill. So are you all ready to really get into working in Claude and what it is? I'm purposely stopping it so I can see who all have joined, and anybody who's got any questions so far of what I've showed you. No, I will not be sharing the presentation, Mukesh. But if you want any screenshot specifically, you can put it here. I'll share with in the group. I'll share those two I have in mind. I'll share those screenshots. Okay, what we'll do is I'll give you the chance just now to take on your own the screenshots. Okay, I know which ones you want. This is the one that this is the one probably you all want. So you can take a screenshot of this. Any other screenshots that you want, please put it in the chat and I'll see. And what is this presentation tool you are using? I'm using normal PPT. But Jayan, now that I've finished making it, let me give you. I mean, it's our own close community, so I can confess a lot of things here which I would normally not in a training. Is even the PPT was made by Claude in 3 minutes flat. I just gave him the workflow, what I needed as a work document. Go to the designer which has come in Claude. I'll show you that also. Give it a prompt. It created the whole editable PPT. You can download it as PPT or Google Sheet or Canva sheet in whichever form you want. Why you and I should break head on things which AI can do much better than us? Why have that ego ke nahi, I'm the best? It makes, I think I feel it was quite reasonable. So let's get into the actual Claude work. Now this new, can you all see the Claude coffee and Claude time? Okay, because even the Zoom has evolved so much and I've not been using it for long. It becomes difficult for me to at times know. Okay, so this is where you come when you get into Claude. As I told you before, regular chat that we all use. Then there's a search engine. These are the chats that I have here from where I can do. What you and I want to know today is about projects. Now, if you can see here, I've created so many projects here. You know the reason why? Let's take, why go there? I'll take, say, Nimish Desai portfolio. Now, if you see here, there's a memory and there's an instruction. ChatGPT doesn't have this. ChatGPT has project, but it does not have its custom instructions and custom memory. Now, if you'll see this instruction, this is more than 3,000 word instruction that has been given to it to how systematically do the work that will be put in this project. Okay. So the section 0, then primary promoter, I need all that I need here has been put here, including what kind of a document I want. Okay. So this is another thing that we all face is whenever we ask ChatGPT to create a document, it will either do in Arial or it will do in Calibri, which will not be justified, which will have its own fonts. I've told him here mandatory document structure top to bottom, verdict summary box, pre-analysis brief. So this is what it will give me section wise section and what it will do. Paper size, A4 paper size, margin narrow, content with so much. Font I want Aptos serif. I'm in love with Aptos serif. So I've told him I need Aptos serif throughout. Body minimum 11 point, maximum 21 point. Align justified for all body text. So this is the complete rule given to it as to how a Word document presentation will also happen. Imagine you have to give this every day in ChatGPT. Here I've put it once and it is done. Again, every project has its own memory. So it has taken what is the generates project memory every evening. So whenever I'm working in that project itself, it will create what I have done in that. So current status is, this is what it is, what I have done. So it has created on its own the complete memory. I have not put this. This memory is created by Claude on its own. So what are the tools and resources he is using? What has been done here? What are the approaches and patterns that have been taken care of while doing the query search and all those things? So this memory is created by him. So all I have to do here, now let's say I say here, do pre-analysis, pre-screen of uh, Tata Consultancy. Now I'm not giving him any prompt. I have just told him do pre-screened of Tata Consultancy. So now it's working on its own. It's gone there. It is fetching everything. He has set parameters of 6 pre-screen data that he has to fetch. So it will go and fetch all that. It will take a little time, but it will basically work into anything and everything. Now imagine, as we were talking where we're working there, we have projects here. Okay, so now say I go into the wealth creation portfolio. This is a project, but it does not have its own memory. There's a traveling folder here again. All I can do is I can put some resources here which it will look at, but chat does not have its own memory or its own instructions. So every time you get in here, you have to give him the complete prompt. This is the biggest differentiator between the chat GPT and here it is still working on it. So basically it will go and fetch everything that is required to be fetched and I'll show you what exactly happens. We'll stop this. We'll pick up one of the say I've done for lens card. Now see, this is the perfect thing. What the prompt I've given you, do a quick 5-point pre-screen for the lens card solutions. It has gone, it has searched, and it has come back down here. Avoid, don't queue for full analysis. Stocks clean. So it has told me what is to be done in each of them. In fact, it goes into a details of everything. So basically here in project, you can go and create your own project. Say, name a new project, give it a name, and please give a little bit brief as to what this project is all going to be, because the memory will be created based on that. Okay. So here I've created a virtual assistant also for my own son's company. So it basically what it does, I'll show you in the memory only. It's a multidisciplinary virtual assistant framework within a Claude project designed to handle professional work across 6 specialized roles: company secretary, copywriter, legal advisor, financial advisor, work manager, techno-legal advisor. All operate within the Indian language regulator. So basically, I've told him that you will work as a company secretary and do the work. I gave him this 2 sheets. This was one which was given by the client, and this was what we wanted. So I told him I'm uploading an offer letter for you to rewrite. The offer letter reads so and so, so and so, so and so. So it told me first, before I proceed, I have the following queries: billing structure conflict, project duration conflict, mobilization advance. So it found out that within the 2 documents, it just did not blindly go and write the offer letter, which ChatGPT would have normally done if you say, okay, rewrite it. This has gone and actually found out all the conflicts that are there. I had to answer to all the conflicts. Then it will come back to a delivery summary. And this is what it came up with finally. So it actually works with you and tells you what it is going to do. Anybody has queries so far? I don't think I should go too fast, otherwise it will get too much. So step by step we'll go. Anybody has now understanding of what the project differences between Claude and ChatGPT? Any queries here? Because I'm going to teach you one golden rule. Everybody must have wondered how I created such a long instruction.
Sir, I tried with the project. I tried to make a economic snippets presentation through Canva. So I requested Canva presentation through Cloud project with the required number of slides and macro and micro, all the keywords I did. But it says the token is expired. But same thing when I tried with
If you're using free, yeah, if you're using free token, that's what I told you. There's a big problem with Claude as far as token is concerned.
but it is actually a paid version, pro plan only.
Yeah, so you go to a designer. There's a designer also now in Claude, which is a new launch. The whole PPT was made in designer as a slide deck.
There
In
is
Claude, there's one more function come, which is designer, which is exactly for your infographics, your slide decks, and all those things.
this in the left side I have seen under the project
Yeah,
with
on the
design,
left side,
Cloud design.
Claude design. This is the one. Can you see that? There's a paint thing
Yes,
here.
yes, yeah.
So go to the design.
Okay.
See here. Now, this is what the design was made by me yesterday. This whole thing. Can you see within this only I'm showing you? I've made it here. But it depends. You need to give him some structure. That's what I'm saying. You can just blankly, like I gave him certain documents which I have uploaded, and then acha, the best part. Every time you work with any AI tool, put one last sentence. I'll show you which sentence to put, which is a default sentence for me. Say if I'm starting a new chat, I want you to analyze the government policies announced recently. Now, if I give it just this much prompt, it will straight away go in, assume, and it will do on its own. Every time in the end, put this one line, copy this line if you want. If you have any queries, please ask in a bullet point format before executing the task. Understood? Now, moment I do this, it will ask you so many questions. Which sector, what time frame, what's the purpose? But had I
It's for construction company. The policies for construction company.
see, I removed that if you have any queries, ask. It straight away went and started doing what he wants. No, this is not the kind of search I want. Do I? Always remember, always put that question. I've found it to be brilliantly useful to me. If you have any queries, please ask question. I mean, if you have any doubts, please ask queries in a bullet point format before executing the task, comma, understood. Moment you put comma, understood, it forces you to think about what you've written because he has to answer yes, understood. Always put, and it will come up with so much queries that you yourself will at times feel, अरे यार मैंने तो ये सोचा ही नहीं था. It will help you refine your research brilliantly. Always do that. Always, by default. Always ask them, see, it came up with all these things. Now, how much do I want? Rather than that, when I asked him, if you have any queries, please ask in a bullet point format, you're forcing it to ask you questions. Any queries? Anybody wants to know anything about this? It was a good thing Bhuvesh asked. A lot of things can come up here that people can really understand. Why not Grok? There are 2000 apps and AIs. I am not an AI geek. I'm a normal human being. I'm retired. I hate to work now. So I do little project management as far as I'm concerned of my portfolios and all, and do little learning and keep myself occupied. Grok and all probably is too refined. It is for professionals who want to do a lot of coding and all. I don't want to do that. So I'm here to do my basic research. So I'm doing that. So we've done that. Now I'll show you how you can work. Um, so we've done ChatGPT. Now notebook, as I told you. Whatever you've studied in perplexity, you can bring it here like this. Say I did it. There was an article on chemical stocks. Okay. So I uploaded it and I told him why the company is current mark. I started with it. Deepak Nitrite, give me what is written in that analysis. So it made a nice analysis and it gave me a Word document. So you can use Notebook LM to whatever sources that you've created in Perplexity, bring all those sources here. Tell him to make a report for you. Again, Claude, as he rightly said, token is a usage is a problem. So don't use Claude to go and fetch data and create document from that. from on basis of which the analysis is to be done. Fetch data and all that from Perplexity, create a document in Notebook LM, and then go and give it to Claude and say, based on this document, do my analysis, which is structured in my project. So it will give you a nice Word document here, which you can either take it, export to docs or a sheet or whichever form you want. Take it and give it to there. So these are the three ways you can use your Claude, ChatGPT, and this design we just spoke about. Okay, you can do all your designs here. Projects we've done here. And one more thing I'll like to show you is Claude Work, which works only on the desktop, based on which ChatGPT's come up with a codex. And I'll show you the codex also. So this is my desktop version. Now here, what you can do is, there's a projects here, there's artifacts here, and I can schedule task in this. So in customizations, you can connect your apps here. There are a lot of apps that you can connect here. Okay. You want to connect your Google Drive, you want to collect your Google Calendar, you have any of these apps. Like you have Box or you have a HubSpot, you have Microsoft 365, Canva, you can connect here and it will take up Notion. So it has loads of apps which you can actually connect with it. The plugins, these are the plugins, most of which I've downloaded and kept them here. And there are skills. Now you can download all these skills also, and it will remain with it. So it doesn't have to go on, keep searching for it. Okay. So as a creator, as in web artifacts, the amount of skills that it can have, brand guidelines, if you want. So this is what the whole skills you can install and keep it. I don't need just now, so I've not installed it. But these are the skills you can do. Another thing you can do here is you can actually go to a new chat here and you can actually show it here also. Kindly store this in the general memory to be used by all projects. And then you can put 1, 2, 3, etc. all those things here and say save. So whatever memory that you will give it here, it will store in itself and then it will use it for that. So then you don't need to keep again going and telling him, okay, do that. Artifacts, as we spoke, all those artifacts come here. All right, whatever artifacts that I've created within my project. Now, if I'll come here and let's say if I come to any of this, now if it'll have artifact, it will show me something like this. Okay, so I can open it in here. So these are the amount of artifacts that are present in this chat. ChatGPT, you have to go and search where have I uploaded things. Here, it stores everything in the side. That these are the artifacts, these are the words that were used. So you can easily access immediately from here. Okay, now let's go to the Excel sheet. Now, this is the normal Excel sheet that my son gave me. Okay, this is the running bill 1, this is running bill 2, running bill 3, 4. So these were all the running bills that he had created. I told him, Vedant, how will you know how much work exactly? I mean, these are running bills, so you can find out from here. But if I want at a glance, how much work is balanced and what amount of billing is still balanced, because I need to manage my finances correctly. You have Claude for your Excel sheet and 365. So for everything, it stays in your, once you embed it, it stays in all your Google Excel sheets. You can open it here and then you can start working here with it. Okay, I want ZZ thing to be done. What it did for me when I gave him the summary, it created this complete sheet for me. This is the summary of all the bills that you have. So this is the bills that he's made. The best part, I made him give me till RA30. So it has linked sheets till RA30. Though those sheets, if you'll see, are not created here. Okay, here I have only up to RA8 and then there's a straight sheet number. Moment I put here the nomenclature, which of course you have to adhere with, RA09, and I pick it up from here. Say same thing. It will bring it here, the data in RA09 and this. Escape. So basically you can work with anything within Claude. You can open it from here. Ask him to do whatever you want to do it here. Even here, it has created a pivot table. Unfortunately, see that what is the amount of work balance? It does not come because my son, and I mean, this was made for him as in this. He had to put the budgeted quantity and budgeted amount. Moment this comes in here, all the formulas are linked with it and the pie chart also gets created here. So whatever you want to work even in Excel, I mean, imagine if I had to link all these sheets manually. This was done within no time at all, done by it. You need to do little tweaking here and there, which is by default, but it does help you a lot. Now let me show you something very interesting. How many of you have heard that coding, that you don't require code to do an app and this and that, and on you've gone on Insta and YouTube, and how many believe that you can actually create an app without having a coding in? Anybody's created here an app without a coding knowledge? Has anybody? Jen, you've heard of it, but has anybody planned to? Okay, I'll show you. You can. As a common human being, you can create. I'll show you by the whole progression of how it was done. See, as I told you before, I manage portfolio. Now, this is what I do. So first I created a simple Google Sheet. Okay, which was standard. Okay, I can access it from anywhere and do that. Then I said, why not create something better? So I asked him to create a nice Google Sheet. This is all done by Claude. This was done by Claude, where it created a Google Sheet. It me a transaction log so I can log in my transactions. Then I give me a sector allocation and all that. I worked in this few days. Then I became a little more, lalchi. So I said, why not create an app? So it suggested it me app script mein, which is the function you have with the thing. So it created a app script Google web page. So this is the nice web page created based only on this sheet. I have not given him anything else. This was the sheet which was given to Claude, which he converted into this. When I told him I need a web page, it converted into a nice this thing with an admin login that I can have. So the problem with this is it takes little time to load because it's on the drive with the Google. So all this data will come here one after the another. Now all the data has come, it is fetched. So there are 5 portfolios. This is this asset allocation, holding, and all that. And this is the combined portfolio here. I go to the each portfolio, it will show me. Now, another problem I had is the VCPL portfolio, which is my son's company's portfolio that I'm managing. I don't want my son's other directors to know what is happening in other portfolios. So I told him, why not create an app which I can use? So I went to Codex. Codex is ChatGPT's terminal, and it created a beautiful app which I can use on mobile and web both. So when I do login, it has login for all the projects. So it has given me a combined, all the projects are here. I can see all. For some reason, if I've given it to somebody else, everybody has their own portfolios which are locked. So if company director wants to see, he has only this password. He cannot see what is happening in other ones. So this is actually a web. It opens on mobile also beautifully, and it looks like a proper app. So if I want to go into, say, my portfolio, so it will take me only there. It will not take me to any other portfolio. So it comes here, then it has its own vision and mission. It has its own overview of complete thing. And these are all taken as a tabs, which is again not possible in your app script. I told him that I need a collapsible tool. So everything is collapsible here. So you can actually create on your own app without knowing the coding. It is possible to do that. This is what we intended to do today. We did Excel sheet. We did Claude. I showed you the comparison between ChatGPT and others. I showed you how you work in the Excel sheet, how you can create your own app. Okay, I'll show you a document that ChatGPT created for me. One final thing. The difference between the document creation in ChatGPT and Claude. This is the document created for Gardens Reach shipbuilders and engineers. I just told him presentation style work document I need, Claude. I've not told him anything else. Just presentation style Word document. All the boxes, all the presentations, all the color coding is done by it. Doesn't this look like a professional document that you can share with your client? I mean, in fact, my friend told me who's the analyst who's doing work for you. Because it is shown here, implementation committee, which has done the research. So what the company does, so basically look at the presentation style that it has created on its own. It has done all the documentations in this tabular formats so that it becomes easy for you to understand. It created all the data, which for me is easy to read and understand. Isn't that great? Wouldn't you want to make a document like that and present it to your client and earn at least 15 to 20% more? ChatGPT, you'll have to give so much prompt to create a document like this. Claude, tell him presentation style, which I need to present it to so and so person. It will create on its own. Of course, the best part. Okay. The mutual fund. In the projects, independent mutual fund analysis. Okay. This is the kind of questions it will ask me every time, which is built into prompt. What is the fund name? What is the age? What is the investment goal? What is the investment horizon? What is the mode? For how long? So it will ask me 20 questions even before starting the analysis of the mutual fund. Only after I answer the 10 questions, based on that, it will do the complete analysis. Again, this prompt is huge. Now I'll tell you how you can do this. Do you all want to know how to create such effective long prompts which you can save in Claude? I have not created any of these prompts. I don't have a capacity to create 4,000 word prompt. Okay, I'll show you the trick, but how you can do that. Since you all have stayed back so long, we go to a new chat and I tell him, I want to create a prompt to be executed to do complete analysis of a construction, or let's say company. Anybody has any specific requirement that you want to do? Put it in prompt. What kind of a prompt would you want? For what you will need a prompt? Anybody? Fastest finger first. Nobody wants it?
Yeah, see, I want to hide or I want to make my reads private, in that.
Which one?
Reads
What is
of
that?
these items which are there in the project. I want to
Uh-huh.
keep it private.
Which project?
We are talking a construction project.
Yeah, but what exactly do you want to keep private?
Okay.
A
See,
document within the document, you want certain things to be kept private.
I want to make certain things private,
Okay, so what we can do, help me here. I want to create a prompt to be executed to hide certain paragraphs in my document, in my Word document or Excel sheet, which can be viewed only by me on giving a password. I don't know whether within this, if Word and all has a password capability, it will do. Otherwise, it will have to go to the other thing. If you have any queries, please ask in a bullet point format before executing the task. Understood. So it has asked me certain questions. So I will say Word document,
We can say Excel file, for example. Reads are normally in.
Excel sheet. What should hidden mean in practice? Should the text be replaced by a placeholder confidential? Yes. How do you want to provide a password? Type at runtime each time or stored once in the document file itself? Each time, no?
Yeah.
What's your use case? Are you sharing the file with others who get redacted version, or is this purely for your own viewing control?
For own viewing.
No, only if you're sharing with somebody, then there's a point in having a password protected, no? If you're
Okay.
own viewing, then
Okay.
what is the point in hiding from yourself and every time typing a password?
Okay.
That also means that anybody who opens on your laptop, how do you mark which cells should be hidden? So basically, it will ask you
Yeah.
a lot of questions. Okay, you understood the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it will ask you a lot of questions. You keep answering them. And in the end, tell him, create a file in .txt format, .txt, so that you can easily copy and paste in the project instruction. So when you open a Claude, open a project which says reads, in that instruction part, you put this complete word. Say Control A, copied everything from here and paste it in project instructions. Then every time you will say, okay, make this file password protected. You are not specifically, let the intelligence work on its own. Why do you want to create on your own passwords where there will be a lot of loopholes in it? This will create on its own a complete prompt for you. So copy that prompt, put it in your instruction. Every time then you will put a file there. Now don't put anything else there, because then it will follow the instructions given there. It will start putting all your confidential tabs there also. So when you're using project, be sure for what you're using and how you're using it. Anybody else wants to know anything? So this is how you create long prompts. So
Okay.
what has happened is हमने उसको ही पूछा कि तू कैसे काम करेगा, तू बता. How we do it with the employer? How will you feel working comfortable? ऐसा चल तू ऐसा कर. So he himself has created prompt which it will understand more properly. Yeah, Anupam.
Yeah. You see, I am writing a book and I got certain contents. So I would like to apply on those particular contents, use Claude for that to review
Use.
and to, okay. But at the same time, I don't want those contents to become public,
No, it will.
Eh?
So then go to Gemma 4. I don't know how how efficient Gemma 4 will be, but the new version of Gemma 4 which has come, which stays within your system. It doesn't go to the server. Claude, ChatGPT, everything goes to the server. So when I was working with Codex also for creating this app, it said don't paste your passwords in the chat. Keep it in your mind, use it when you need to put it in there. Everything goes to the server. So if you want something within your this, try downloading. But for Claude, for Gemma 4 to be really used, you need 32 GB RAM and a good 1 TB hard disk, because it has 16 GB program it is. I tried, I did not like it, so I uninstalled it, because it was not for my research, because it was staying within the system. That is what you need, that everything remains within your system, within your desktop.
It is not shared publicly. It doesn't get
Correct.
shared.
So good. Try Gemma 4 if it does that work. I don't know whether it will work there or no. GEMMA, Gemma 4. Download the 4.26B, the bigger version.
Okay. Okay. Is there any other way in which I can protect my
Everything goes to the cloud.
Okay.
I'm telling you, when I was working on Codex, it told me explicitly, don't post your passwords here. It does not allow you. I mean, it tells you, even after that, if you do, it's not his problem. Legally, he's covered saying, okay, don't paste your passwords here. Everything goes to the cloud, sir. Anybody else? Then we can call it a close. I had a good
Hello,
time
sir.
explaining. Yeah.
So we have created a long prompt. So later at some point we have to modify something there. Then we should be clear
No.
about those long prompts, right?
No. See, like I showed you just now, even if you've created a long prompt on your own, for example, give it to Claude, tell him this is what my requirement is. So study the uploaded document and tell me what correction should be made in this to make it a more effective prompt. It will suggest you, again, put that sentence in the end before executing the task. Please ask and all that. Please do that. So it will ask you all the questions. It will create a rephrased prompt for you. I can't show you just now because it will take a lot of time. But while I was doing this research in Claude for my stocks, my prompt has got changed 5 times. So I have up to V5 version instructions. I tell Claude itself कि boss ये changes अपने को करना है. Please make these changes and give me the completely redone prompt again so that I can copy paste in the instruction again. Don't tell me कि इतना portion इधर जाके change कर. I will make mistakes. So ask him only to completely revamp the whole prompt again. Copy that prompt,
Okay.
post it again in the instruction.
Okay.
You can keep changing. I keep changing every third day. Even, I launched my app 5 days back. I was working in it. Even today, I was telling him कि बाबा मेरे को ये change चाहिए, मेरे को ये change चाहिए. It That's the way life is. एक prompt के ऊपर थोड़ी एक साल अपने को काम करना है. You will have to keep evolving, and the prompt will keep evolving along with you. But unless you will not work in it, you will not evolve.
Okay. Yeah.
Mukesh, I can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. No, Mukesh. Remove the headphones, remove the speaker, and go direct. That is creating, I think, in your voice command mic ka usme you've created something else. We still can't hear you, Mukesh. My laptop doesn't want me to hear you. Anybody can hear Mukesh? Nobody can hear Mukesh. Put it in the chat, Mukesh. Come on. I put your microphones on and put it in chat. Anybody else? Urvesh, where are you? Show me your face.
Nimish sir, may I ask you?
Yeah, please.
I want to create a marketing campaign for a series of seminars
Okay.
on health with relationship.
Okay.
I've worked in the field. I did a seminar. I have notes and videos of a previous series I did about 18 sessions.
Okay.
How would I now leverage the material I already have? I have video, I have notes, I have summary of the sessions I did. How can I leverage Claude to access what I
Yeah.
have
So
to
first and
market?
foremost, the kind of work that you're asking to do and the kind of material, the amount of material that you have, probably you will have to buy a pro
Aims.
version at least, minimum. Okay. If not max. Upload your material there. Create
Yeah,
first, sit quietly and first ask yourself who's your target audience, which is standard how Murli sir has taught us.
yeah,
The target audience can't be too wide. It has to be very niche.
yeah,
Why do you want to do that? What are the avenues that you're going to use to leverage it?
yeah,
Make a list. First, upload everything on a cloud and on a cloud and tell him study everything that has been given to you. Once you've understood everything, tell me you've understood what is there, and then I'll ask you what is to be done. Then I'll give you the task. So it will study everything. It will give you a brief in a chat that this is what he studied and all. Read that. From that also probably you'll get some idea. Then tell him, this is what I want to do. Please tell me how to go about it. Always ask AI how to do what. Don't have an ego. Please understand AI is our collaborator. Now अपना नौकर है, now अपना मालिक है. He is a collaborator with us. So always ask him how to go about this. What do you think is the best way of doing it? Jen, it will tell you a lot of suggestions based on the ground reality that you know about and how the market perception and how people's mind work. You choose from that, work with it. Probably it'll take you a day. Like making this app took me 3 days. But once it is done, it is for lifetime. So your prototype is ready. Ask him to create a, then ask him to create a prompt for it that every time I come here to work in this folder, this is the kind of work is to be done. So give me a prompt which I can paste into the instruction section. So you'll have that prompt also ready. So next time when you come in that folder, you just need to upload all those material and tell him, boss, iske pe se mere ko now design one marketing campaign for me. It will do it because you've posted everything in the, plus it has created its own memory in the project of all that you've done with it within that project. So all that will help you greatly, Jan. Even after that, you find some teething problems, please reach out. I would be happy to help you.
Thank you very much, Nimish.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mukesh.
I got a
Yeah,
question here on this one.
yeah.
When Jayant is sharing all his videos, all his training programs and sessions and all that, it will become a memory of that uh,
Folder.
folder
That project. Yeah.
for not only for that project, but it will be also available to other public also.
No, other public who can hack. Not to anybody. No Tom, Dick, and Harry. Not even at Claude they are interested. Understand one thing. Claude gets billions of amount of data per second. It crashed twice in last week. He has no interest in your data. Somebody who wants to do a pointed hack on Anupam's data and knows where to go looking for it. सर आधे से ज्यादा जिंदगी अपना without you and I knowing, Google knows every time how many hours you sleep, where you've gone, what you've done, what you've not done.
Maybe fine. Yeah, but with keywords and all that, somebody can.
What will others do with it? I mean, it is for Giant to do marketing. We teach in TLC everything free of cost, and we say, go take it. You should be able to take it and use it now. Now, what Jayant is doing marketing on what certain thing, somebody should be within that market, within that area where Jayant is. Now, Jayant is doing in Malaysia, I am doing in India. Why Jayant should have a problem to even share the data with me?
That's your point.
सर डोंट गेट टू सिक्योरिटी हाइट, अदरवाइज ये जिंदगी वैसे भी आपका और मेरा तो ऑलमोस्ट खत्म ही हो गया, बट इट विल बिकम मोर डेंजरस टू लिव. जो हो रहा है होने दो. इट डजंट मेक, आई मीन व्हाट यू एंड आई डोंट हैव बिलियंस, एज लॉन्ग एज नोबडी टेक्स अवे माय मनी फ्रॉम मी, आई एम हैप्पी इफ आई टेक्स एवरीथिंग एल्स फ्रॉम मी. मेरा पैसा मत लेके जाओ भाई, है ना लन मुकेश?
हाँ मुकेश,
पैसा
निमिष
मत लेके
भाई,
जा, बाकी जो चाहिए सब लेके जा.
Nimish bhai, this
हाँ
in Claude you have three options, no? It is chat, co-work, and skill.
करेक्ट, आई शोड ऑल थ्री.
So, and I think I missed it. Could you just quickly run through that if it's okay with you?
See, skills is basically you can teach him the skills.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. This is how I want to do, and it is learning as it is as long as you keep working with it. Like, let me show you here. Now this is co-work. Okay. This is co-work. In
Yeah.
this, there's skills here, which you can download from here. There are lots of skills here.
Okay.
So you can say this was Canva design. I don't want Canva design. There are other skills here.
Okay.
Okay. So there are loads of skills here on document co-authoring and all those things. And there are loads here.
Okay.
So you can create all those and you can install them from here. This is installed for me, doc co-authoring. So it's showing on. Okay. If I want data, say I want engineering. I don't know why mine is hanging just now. But you have loads here. You can take it from here. That is
Okay.
not an issue at all. It has even schedule. I don't know why it is not showing me schedule today. You can schedule your task there in co-work. Co-work advantages, everything. A lot of those memory stays within your computer because and one,
Folders.
yeah,
In
big
folders.
disadvantage is it works only in the C drive or the desktop.
Okay.
It doesn't go to your D drive and all.
Okay.
So whatever you want to work with it, put it on the desktop or put it in the document folder, which is in C drive. So it will
Okay.
fetch only from there. Again, don't give him a blanket permission. Always tell him to say yes, yes, ask. Don't tell him कि हाँ तेरे को जो करना है कर. It will mess up. Then don't come to me, Nimish, आपने बोला मेरी अभी तो लग गई. नहीं. Every task, tell him please ask whether you want to give it access or no.
Okay. Okay.
Every access, let him ask you. वो उतना बैठ के करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा बहुत मेहनत अपने को करना पड़ेगा.
Got it.
So
Thank you.
skills and co-work is there. Design is same. I told you design has come up new. I also used it yesterday क्योंकि मैंने आज तक पीपीटी बनाया नहीं था, आलसी हो गया. मतलब चलो क्लॉट ट्राई करके देखते पीपीटी बन जाता है क्या.
Co-work में PPT बनता है क्या?
डिजाइन
अच्छा,
क्लॉड में.
डिजाइन. Okay.
गो टू डिजाइन. आई मीन क्लॉड में भी बन जाएगा, बट डिजाइन इज स्पेसिफिकली मेड फॉर दैट.
Okay.
तो उसका पूरा मेमोरी, उसका पूरा फंक्शनिंग है एज वी स्पोक के प्रोजेक्ट को तू इंस्ट्रक्शंस देके रख, तो हिसाब से वैसा डिजाइन ऑल्सो इज ओनली टू क्रिएट योर स्लाइड डेक्स एंड वीडियोस एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स.
Okay.
तो उधर स्लाइड डेक में जाके गिव हिम इंस्ट्रक्शंस, गिव हिम मटेरियल लिटिल. मेरे को तो 5 मिनट में उसने बना के दिया है, थोड़ा बहुत इधर एडिट किया. मैं बोला चलो अपना क्लॉड का प्रेजेंटेशन रेडी है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू वी हैड दैट मार्केटिंग गाय, आई डोंट नो वेयर ही रैन अवे, कि ऐप भी अभी खुद बनाने लग गए. तो जो ये इसका लाख लाख रुपए हम लोग ऐप बनाने का दे देते वो भी नहीं देना पड़ेगा अभी.
How about Lovable? Have you used Lovable, Nimish bhai?
नहीं.
I used a one-page landing website using Lovable last time.
हाँ, सो दिस आई मेड इन ऐप स्क्रिप्ट, गूगल ड्राइव पे से. सो
And
बेसिकली आई प्रोग्रेस्ड. मेरे को चाहिए था कि कुछ तो मतलब शो ऑफ करने का ना, कि मेरा ऐप बन गया है, बच्चे को भी दिखाओ ना बाप बैठ के क्या कर रहा है. तो मतलब ऐप बना देते हैं चलो.
ठीक.
एंड
Thank you.
बेसिकली इट कीप्स योर माइंड शार्प. इट
Yeah.
मेक्स यू लर्न थिंग्स rather than watching Netflix, Amazon, and not doing anything. This keeps me occupied in doing a lot of creative work again. Though
Okay.
creative work is done by Claude, but you should know what you are asking. Again, it's give it shit, it will give you back shit. So you should be very sure what you're giving as an input.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
the reason why I said create prompt also with the help of AI. Don't try to create your own prompt. 4,000 वर्ड का प्रॉम्प्ट आपका और मेरे जैसा नॉर्मल आदमी के लिए बनाना पॉसिबल नहीं है. प्रोफेशनल डिजाइनर्स कैन मेक.
Correct.
So let AI make a prompt for you, use that, post it in the instruction menu, and it'll.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Nimish.
Yeah.
Hi, Nimish. Okay. Can you see me?
Finally,
Yes,
Urvesh
yes.
bhai.
Nice to hear from you. And one thing which I wanted to tell you is that in ChatGPT there is one point wherein you can do some temporary chat and then you can remove, so it doesn't go to the cloud. That is one thing which is there in ChatGPT.
I know. I do. That basically comes to your local
Me,
server. So you can
yeah.
use Cowork or you can use Codex is also there,
Okay.
which is again a version taken out by ChatGPT to compete with the Cowork of Claude.
Right.
Codex.
Right. There is another thing in Claude which you can save everything on your desktop. So whatever
I
you
know.
have created, so that can be saved on desktop. If you can show, or if you can just explain, that
I've
would
not
be really
used.
great.
Honestly, I
Okay.
don't want to because see,
Okay.
when it can remain there and I can access from anywhere in the world, why would I want
Hmm.
to bloat my hard drive?
Hmm. Right.
See, that function is usable for a lot of people who has a problem with the internet connection. कि कल
Right.
कनेक्शन नहीं रहेगा तो मैं मर
तो क्या
जाऊंगा,
करेगा? हाँ. Right.
तो मैं उसको रख लेता हूँ.
Right.
Gemma 4 basically is that only कि you don't need an internet connection for Gemma 4. It works
Okay.
within your system. It doesn't go access Wi-Fi at all or internet at all. बट मेरे को
Right.
प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. मेरे सूरत में कभी लाइट नहीं जाता है ना इंटरनेट जाता है. सो व्हाई वुड आई वरी. तुम्हारा बंबई में जाता है तो सोच तू.
No, that was one of the things which,
I know it's advantageous. It is
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
bloat my hard drive. I mean, on a serious note, Urvesh had, and there are so many things. Believe me, everybody, put your hand on your heart. Whatever you've created, how many times have you gone back to check that? जब भी बना
Yeah.
तभी मैंने रिपोर्ट बहुत ध्यान से पढ़ लिया, बट एक बार वो स्टॉक खरीद लिया, वो रिपोर्ट पढ़ने में वापस नहीं जा रहा हूं. तो क्यों मैं मेरा हार्ड ड्राइव ब्लोट करते रहूं?
Any which ways, if this recording also, nobody will go again and again.
करेक्ट.
Right.
सो व्हाई आई मीन एंड इट इज देयर ऑन ड्राइव. तेरे को चाहिए तो वो उसमें सेव
Anytime.
करके रखा है ना, तो उसको दे रहा है ना साल का 18,000 रुपया प्रो में,
Hmm.
तो लेट हिम
Right.
स्टोर. एंड इट इज देयर. अनलाइक चैट जीपीटी, एज आई शोड यू, इन ईच chat, whatever artifacts, that is Word document or whatever we've uploaded, it is shared within
Stays
that
there.
chat.
Stays
तो तेरे
there.
को जाके खाली उधर ही क्लिक किया तो तेरे को सब कुछ वहीं पे मिल जा रहा है.
बराबर.
That function is not in chat GPT, so you get scared there कि साला किधर ढूंढते बैठो अभी ये किधर अपलोड किया था. This you can find out here itself.
Okay. Great.
Good to see you, Urvesh, after a long time.
Yeah. Same here.
Nimish ji, one more question, if I may.
Yeah, Jan, please.
I was just following up on the point that Anupam ji was making, just for the clarity, in the sense that once I put my material into Claude, and then someone else in the world asks questions about relationship, won't Claude lean on my material and help other people as well? If I want to be very selfish and keep my material to myself, and the only people
See,
who
it
get my
it
material.
learns. It learns. Like Jayan, today I'm with you, with Anupam, with Ravi and all. Something or the other subconscious mind may have picked up from you people.
Ah,
Okay. Not that I'll use everything that you've spoken about, and not that everything that you or Anupam have spoken is useful to me. Not
ah,
that you've spoken anything nonsense. It is not useful for me because the condition, the scenario that I'm living is totally different from Anupam and yours.
ah,
So whatever advice, whatever marital things ka advice and everything that you do, it it helps it to learn.
ah,
But it is not going to become verbatim. Again, I'm telling you, it receives more than 1 billion data points every
ah.
second. For it learns like how our mind learns and evolves by meeting people.
Mm.
You take it that way. It
Okay,
will
I
not be
understand.
leaked anywhere, for sure.
No, that's for sure. I'm not
You-
worried about data.
Yeah, it will not be leaked. It will not. You will not be quoted anywhere that Claude will go and not say कि Jayan Patel gave so and so. So if some tomorrow I go and ask कि भाई मेरी शादी में गड़बड़ है, after 35 years there is no spark. What should I do? Get another wife or live with her only? It will not say Jayan Patel gave advice to somebody on the similar case. He said कि go buy a, go marry a new girl. It will not tell me like that. But it will use your data to make Claude smarter.
General advice. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you so much. And very impressive that you are the teacher.
Okay, send me the, what do you call, Urvesh, consultation charges. No, I and Urvesh go back to the founding days of TLC, so I and Urvesh can joke.
Yes.
We are here for almost 7 years now.
It's nice to put a face to the names that we see in the.
And that's why I told everybody, please switch on your videos, and I can see Urvesh was hiding behind it, so I had to ask him.
My camera is not working. That's the problem.
It's not
But
that.
anyway,
I just had a minor surgery last week, so I'm not feeling well. So that's the
Hope
reason.
you're keeping well,
Yeah,
Jan.
yeah, yeah. It's everything is fine. Yeah.
And as I told you, if anybody for that matter, anybody faces any problem in Claude, not that let me put a disclaimer, I'm not claiming to be a master of Claude, but in whichever way that I have worked and I have understood Claude, if I could help you, I'll help.
thank you so much.
I'm here to help. So let's close this. Thank you very much all for joining and asking a lot of questions. And I hope it was